AITA for telling my husband to lose the entitled attitude and do shit for himself? Just recently my husband, 31, was promoted to assistant manager of the warehouse. We both work on the ups of 50 hours a week. I am shift manager at a behavioral disorders facility. Both jobs are very hands-on and strenuous. Since his promotion he has developed an entirely different attitude. Extremely entitled and dare I say rude as all fuck. He is always boasting and bragging. This has been going on for 3 weeks. So, some examples are as followed. On his days off he wants the house to be radio silent. If our 4-year-old wants to play, he tells her to stick to her bedroom because he needs peace and quiet after working so hard. If I make our daughter lunch, he will immediately say "Where's mine?" He asks me to grab him things damn near constant all hours of the night.
He expects nightly back rubs, but if I ask he will scoff at me and say I worked all day, even if I had as well. He expects meals that he likes made every night, regardless if me or our daughter like the meal or not. He also now acts like he has full say over the money because he makes more. Last night was the tip of the iceberg for me. Before this I let a lot of shit slide because it was a recent promotion and hell, Hess excited. So, I get it. But last night around like 11 p.m., I was in bed scrolling through my phone. He comes into the bedroom, lays down and says, "Babe, you should go make me some ice cream. I want the chocolate drizzle on it. And oh, don't forget the cashews." Then he starts scrolling through his phone. I ignore it because I feel at this point I was going to snap. He then shook my leg and said, "Did you hear me?" So I responded with, "Yeah. I did hear you and no. Go make it yourself."
You are literally just out there. Your sense of fucking entitlement is way out of line. Do shit for yourself. He became offended and instantly, like fucking clockwork, said, "But I worked all fucking day." So I snapped back with, "Yeah, I did too. In fact, I worked 12 hours to your 8. Like I said, do shit for yourself." He is now saying that he is not acting entitled and that I was just taking my bad day out on him and that everything I said makes him feel unappreciated. AITA? Did I push it too far?
NTA. Girl, nip this in the bud now before it goes any further. I understand he got a promotion, but he needs to reel it in. Tell him to grow up, stop acting like a child, you work just like him, and make him stop throwing money in your face. Also, just because his job is strenuous doesn't give him the right to act like a dick. Good luck.
NTA. Well, NTA. Nip it in the bud unless you want your child learning that this is okay for her future. Don't let yourself be silenced. You are 100% in the right. Even if you hadn't worked all day, you're still not his maid. You're not his servant, and your daughter having to stay in her room because he wants silence? He can go to his room if he wants to be left alone, not make the 4-year-old be confined to a room. I would never let my child be treated like a second-class citizen ever, but especially not in her own home.
She and you have just as much right to exist. Him make noise, take breaks and say no just like him. You are both people as well and should be treated as such.
NTA. And if that's how your husband is acting at work, his stint as an assistant manager will be a short-lived one. For the sake of his career, he needs to learn the difference between being a boss and being a leader. NTA. Someone needs to knock your husband off his high horse. You two need to have a serious talk that at home you're equals and he's not the boss. Hell, if he's treating employees like this, things won't go well at work either. Husband and I work an equal amount of hours, so we split the chores and take turns cooking. Sounds like he needs to pitch in too. NTA. You brought your husband back to earth. He was put on notice and you need to continue to put him on notice for all those small requests, or else it will continue to be a reoccurring theme of selfishness and entitlement. NTA. If he's never been in a supervisory position, his raging toolness is probably the sense of illusionary power which seems to have bled into the house. Tell him to get it together or learn to suck his own dick because he's acting like one.
NTA. Though I will say you should have said something much sooner, before you were ready to snap on him. But yeah, get that under control now or it'll ruin the two of you.
Wow, this genuinely gave me flashbacks of my childhood with my awful father, who ended up with a divorce which he didn't want. I'm obviously not saying you should go this route, but he definitely needs to work on his attitude. NTA. NTA, in no way did you push it too far. The garbage with he gets to control the money now, coupled with only apparently seeing value in his work, being crummy to your kid. He needs an attitude adjustment fast. This is the kind of behavior that can devolve quickly, and stopping it quickly and firmly is the only way to go about it. If he wants to live in denial about his terrible attitude, it's likely to cause serious problems in the marriage and in his relationship with his daughter. NTA. He was acting like an ass and you gave him a reality check. Woman shrugging. NTA. Feed this man chicken nuggets. That's all he gets is chicken F nuggets until he starts acting the way he needs to start acting. Someone seriously feels entitled because they are an assistant manager. You don't get to be entitled as a junior executive, let alone assistant manager. I remember working with an assistant manager when I was in high school. She was cool. No way. She was in my same grade. Please remind your husband that he's assistant manager at work, not assistant manager at home. NTA up. You need to put your foot down. And very quickly. This should be a line that doesn't get crossed, or you will very quickly lose your identity to becoming this man's full-time personal assistant. NTA. Don't let him twist and manipulate things. He's not only entitled, but he's selfish and inconsiderate. NTA. Maybe when you both calm down you should sit him down and go over the list you just gave us as examples. Or just show him the post. It's a weird behavior shift from just getting promoted, but definitely not one that needs to continue. NTA. His behavior needs to change. But you two need to learn how to communicate with each other. He saw this as a one-time thing because you didn't tell him about all the other times his action towards you and your child bothered you. Try to stay calm and have an actual conversation about how he hurt you and how tired you are after your workday and how there are things he should be doing around the house because you two are equal partners. NTA. Totally justified and not at all too far. NTA. You need to knock him off his high horse now. He is not only acting entitled, but a hallish, expecting total quiet with a 4-year-old in the house. Get over it. Time for some noise-canceling headphones. I would also stop being his personal chef and he can eat what is planned for the family. That is if you are even cooking after a 12-hour day. He can get in that kitchen and cook meals he likes and have them ready for when you get home. He may be a manager at work, but he's a partner at home. NTA. My God, he's being a huge wong. I'm impressed you put up with it so long. NTA. Why isn't he playing with his kid? Why isn't he making the kid lunch? I'm pretty sure your kid has 2 parents, not 1. He shouldn't be working outside the home, and then you working outside and doing all of the things inside the home. Let him know that if he wants to, you do more than 50% of the household tasks, including all of the childcare, meal planning and cooking, cleaning, and shopping. He needs to make enough money for you to stay home. And even when that's the case, it doesn't mean you do everything at home and never to get a break. And if he can't make enough money to do that, then sorry. Guess you'd better work harder at that job that makes him so tired.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.